to an accuracy of 0.5 millimeter.
Hi, my name is Deepthi. Filing is required after chipping or cutting operations to remove burrs and clean the face of the cuts and finish the final shape of the workpiece. The filing operation consists of the following steps. The work should be held firmly in the vise with a minimum amount of projection and with the surface to be filed truly horizontal. The file handle should be grasped in the right hand and the end of the file handle should be pressed against the palm of the hand. The pressure on the work should be applied by holding the end of the file with the left hand. The worker should take this position on the left side of the vise with the feet firmly placed slightly away. A stroke should be made by a slight movement of the right arm from the shoulder and away from the body towards the work, each of these movements being about equal. The file must remain horizontal throughout the stroke with pressure applied in the forward direction only. The file on the written stroke remains in contact with the work, but the pressure is relieved from it. In order to test the surface of work during filing, a straight edge should be placed on it occasionally and the line of contact is viewed for daylight. When any considerable amount of metal has to be removed, the bulk of it should be removed by a rough or busted cut file and the surface should progressively be brought to a finish by second cut and smooth files. Today, we are going to learn about how to file a thin metal to an accuracy of 0.5 mm.
At the end of this demonstration, you will be able to note file surface flat and square within plus or minus 0.5 mm using flat busted and second cut file. Clamp the workpiece in the bench vise. Clean the files using file card to remove pinnings. Scribe lines parallel to reference surfaces using a scriber. Punch witness marks on scribed lines with a dot punch. Check flatness and squareness using a tri-square. Check thickness using an outside caliper. Tools required: tri-square, outside caliper, dot punch, scriber. Equipment required: bench vise, busted file, file card. Materials required: raw material, oil. Before starting job, there are some preliminary checks to be made. Those are as follows. Remove burrs, if any, using a flat second cut file. Ensure the metal surface is free from oil or grease. Check the raw material for its size with a steel rule 300 mm. Once the preliminary tests have been made, now it's time to file the raw material. Hold the workpiece in a bench vise of 125 mm size on its ends. Ensure the work is held horizontally. Note: do not over-tighten the workpiece. File the top surface with a flat busted file of length 250 mm. Check flatness with a tri-square. File to medium finish using a flat second cut file of length 250 mm. Hold the workpiece to file the longer side. File and check flatness and squareness with previously finished surfaces using a tri-square of length 150 mm. Remove burrs and mark as per job drawing using a steel rule and scriber. File the other two sides flat and square, maintaining the dimensions. Note: use soft jaws to protect the finished filed surface while holding the workpiece in the bench vise. Check the thickness of the material using an outside caliper and make sure the obtained dimension is same as the given dimension. During filing, the metal chips, filings, will clog between the teeth of the files. This is known as pinning of files. Files which are pinned will produce scratches on the surface being filed and also will not bite well. Use a file brush to remove pinning of the files. Now, let's have a look at basic precautions that need to be done while or before working. Note: when filing a workpiece to a smooth finish, more pinning will take place because the pitch and depth of the teeth are less. Application of chalk on the face of the file will help reduce the penetration of the teeth and pinning. Note: the sharp cutting edges of the files will wear out quickly if a steel file card is used. Note: clean the file frequently in order to remove the filings embedded in chalk powder. Use only soft metal strips, brass or copper, for cleaning new files.
Let's have a recap of what we have learned today. We have learned to file surface flat and square within plus or minus 0.5 mm using the flat bastard and second cut file. Clamp the workpiece in the bench vise. Clean the files using file card to removing pinnings. Scribe line parallel to reference surface using a scriber. Punch witness marks on the scribed lines with a dot punch. Check flatness and squareness using a tri-square. Check thickness using an outside caliper. Thus, we have learned how to file a thin metal to an accuracy of 0.5 mm. Hope you have a clear understanding on this. Do this exercise with the help of your instructor.